It is viewers like you that make videos like this possible. Please support MickeyMousePark.com.
Baxter was driving on the freeway and he had an idea for what to do with all those characters that were in America Sings.
And I thought about Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and Brer Fox, and America Sings had run its course. I couldn't see destroying all those figures. So by the time I'd gotten up my hour drive on the Santa Ana freeway, I walked into the group of people that were working with me in the design department. I said, what about this? We use all the characters that are going to be scrapped from America Sings. So by the end of that day, we had a program, and it ultimately became Splash Mountain. The name Splash Mountain seems like a natural, but it's really funny how it happened, because it was originally called the Zippity River Run. Disney at the same time was coming out with Splash with Daryl Hannah as a mermaid. And the executives at the studio were really excited about this very big hit, and they came over and saw our ideas and badgered us. Well, can you put the mermaid in there? Because it's water, and this is a water ride, and that would be really cool. And I said, no, because she doesn't fit with Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and the characters of the South, you know. They said, well, at least then use the name, Splash Mountain. That sounds really good. Well, at the time, we couldn't see that, because Splash, the movie, was nothing like this little ride with Zippity Doo-Dah and everything. But it's interesting, because as time has gone on, Splash Mountain is the perfect name and perfectly describes that attraction.
How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. How do you do? Say it when you're meeting. How do you do? With everyone repeating. Pretty good show is your boy. What goes up is sure to come down. A penny lost is a penny found. How do you do? And you howdy back. A little bit of this and
The solution seemed challenging. Theme the interior of a mountain with characters from an old problematic film named Song of the South, recycle animatronics from a closed show, and upgrade the standard log flume ride into something unique.
We had boats that were manufactured by an outside vendor that had done many flume rides around the world, but we had the biggest flume ride. We had a taller drop. When we took the original boat down the lift, we bottomed out, and the boat just about filled with water. So it was back to the drawing boards and redesigned the boats. And it took about 9 months of extra downtime before we got the ride open. So instead of making our October deadline, we were opening July 17th, which was Disneyland's birthday in 1989.
Crowds loved Splash Mountain and getting the right amount of wet on a hot day. The Imagineers had solved a complex logistics puzzle, and by default, the team uncovered a recipe for design success.
In the 1980s, Disneyland designers were eager to put a high-profile thrill ride in Bear Country, which had become Boar Country for many guests. Something new and dramatic was needed to reinvigorate and perhaps even redefine the northeastern corner of the park. That something turned out to be Splash Mountain, the last and shortest of the 4 peaks in the Disneyland mountain range. The 87-foot-high Splash Mountain covers 2 acres of what was originally the Indian village in Frontierland. Though it's in the same thrill ride category as the other Disneyland mountains, Splash Mountain is different from the rest in that its thrills aren't apparent until the very end of the ride. While the other mountain attractions are fast-moving roller coasters with rapid twists, turns, and dips, Splash Mountain is for the first 75% of the experience a gentle musical cruise more akin to It's a Small World. Actually, Splash Mountain's heritage most likely dates back to the early 1900s, where the Old Mill water ride on Coney Island took visitors on a winding scenic trip. On Splash Mountain, guests group in hollow log boats for about half a mile through caverns with settings reminiscent of the 1946 Disney film Song of the South, with the movie's Oscar-winning hit Zippity Doo Dah playing in the background near the end of the ride. One of the names originally considered for the attraction was Zippity Doo Dah River Run. Cute critters ranging from possum families to croaking frogs sing the happy How Do You Do song, while a simple plot unfolds about Brer Rabbit eluding the bumbling villains Brer Fox and Brer Bear. About 7 minutes into the 10-minute cruise, however, the mood begins to darken. The singing creatures' faces grow worrisome. Ominous vultures appear, and the river leaves its cozy interior and seems to point upward to the distant Fantasyland sky. Only in the ride's last moments do guests fully understand what puts the splash in Splash Mountain. A thrilling water plunge reminiscent of another historic Coney Island favorite, the thrilling Shoot the Chutes ride, diving down a 52-foot slope at a 47-degree angle. Splash Mountain logs hit 40 miles per hour as they zoom beneath an overhang of thorny briars and ram into a pool of water that sends waves splashing across the bow and usually all over the guests.
Oh, sorry, Vern. Didn't mean to wake you up. I just didn't want you to miss today's big entertainment extravaganza. That's right, Vern. Today's the big day when your old buddy Ernest P. Worrell will go down in those big fake history books. Just think, Vern. Kids in the future will have my name as one of the multiple choices on all their history exams, like Below the Equator or Textiles or even none of the above. Well, going back to sleep, Vern. You still got a couple hours. Oh, and Vern, I like you, little bear. Blue bear. Oh,
no. The picture you are seeing is coming to you from Splash Mountain at Critter Country in Disneyland, where we're about to witness a momentous occasion in this place where so many historic moments have been celebrated. We are just minutes away from a feat some have compared with Alan Shepard's first ride into space or Neil Armstrong's walk on the moon. We're about to see daredevil consultant and world-renowned ride tester Ernest P. Worrell take the maiden voyage on Disneyland's newest attraction, Splash Mountain. In this special television report, we'll learn about the ride, the man, and the meaning of courage as Ernest goes to Splash Mountain.
Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain is a special television report. And now, reporting from Splash Mountain News Central is veteran news anchor Ralph Story.
Hello again, everyone. Joining me on this important telecast is a man who has covered many grand events. Cameron Cronemeyer is standing by in the happiest place on earth. Cameron, if you can hear me, what is the mood out there right now?
Yes, I can hear you, Ralph. And I must say that just walking through the park today, you can sense the excitement in the air. As you mentioned, I've covered many great events from inaugurations to Super Bowls, but this first run down Splash Mountain seems to have captured the imagination of the entire country. And that's due mainly, in this reporter's opinion, to the courage of Ernest.
Cam, is Ernest really going to be the very first person on that Splash Mountain?
That is correct, Ralph. And many tests of the ride have been conducted using empty logs and logs that have been weighted with sandbags to simulate the weight of people. But, of course, as in any innovative technology, the real test only comes once a human is on board. As the first person to take on Splash Mountain, Ernest P. Worrell will become a part of this mountain's legend if the ride is successful. If it isn't, he could possibly just become part of the mountain. Back to you, Ralph.
One last question, Cam. If you had an opportunity to talk to Ernest.
Negative, Ralph. The word here is that this man has gone into training at the Daredevil facility that's owned and operated by his best friend, Vern. Now, he is supposedly going to stay there until just moments before his assault on the mountain. We've been told that they're conducting some last-minute but highly sophisticated tests.
Hey, Vern. You know, Vern, that's as tight as Italian hemp has been since the senseless and brutal hanging of Cole Younger's horse. Vern, this is the ultimate test. If I can take this, I can take anything Splash Mountain can dish out. You see, Vern, you will play the part of mean old Mr. Centrifugal Force. Your job is to spin me around and simulate what we call the gee-whiz forces. Comprendo? Okay, I can take it. Now, here goes. Vern, I think I'm gonna be sick. Vern. Yeah.
Just as Ernest's trip down Splash Mountain will be a demonstration of the limits of human endurance, it will also demonstrate the limits of human ingenuity. Like all Disney attractions, Splash Mountain has a story that goes along with that ingenuity. Correspondent Marjorie Hastings Hardwick is standing by to bring us that story.
Have you ever wondered where the ideas for the super attractions found at Disneyland and Walt Disney World come from? In the case of Splash Mountain, the source of inspiration was the 1946 Walt Disney film, Song of the South. It was in the animated sequence of this classic film that the antics of Brer Fox, Brer Bear, and Brer Rabbit came to life for the first time. Over 40 years later, these three lovable characters are the stars of Splash Mountain. The designers of Splash Mountain created the perfect setting to once again tell the tale of Brer Rabbit's capture and his ultimate escape from the clutches of Brer Fox and Brer Bear, complete with the breathtaking 5-story plunge into the briar patch. Combining its popular and fanciful story with the thrill of careening down the world's longest plume drop should rank the 87-foot Splash Mountain among the best of Disneyland's mountain range, making it a top challenge for its guests.
234. 235. Oh, hi, Vern. Just getting in shape. Because, Vern, I'm about to become the first full-grown, sleep away from home without a note, grown-up to ride Disney Splash Mountain. Yeah, Vern, it's a matter of family pride. Because I come from a long line of justifying roller coaster riding flume zoomers. Know what I mean? And Vern, Disneyland Splash Mountain is the longest, steepest flume zoom ever made by mortal man. And I'm getting in such good shape that I can do just about anything. Watch this. 1, 2, go!
As you can see, the seconds are racing by now in our countdown to Daredevil Ernest P. Worrell's historic ride down Splash Mountain. You know, this mountain is an intricate combination of creativity and technology. Feature editor Skip Binkman has spent the last few days crawling around every nook and cranny of this innovative marvel. So let's see what he's found.
This is some of the 500,000 gallons of water which cycles continuously here in order to keep the splash in Splash Mountain. Now, this water is treated, and then it's on its way down to the basement of this building where it'll be pumped back up to the top. Back to you, Ralph.
Well, it can never be said that Skip Binkman's reports are dull. He always manages to keep us informed and entertained with his unique style of reporting. Oh, I'm told that he'll be back with another interesting feature a little later. Also, coming up, we'll talk to a Disney Imagineer who happens to be the show producer of Splash Mountain. All of this when our countdown to Ernest's attempt to conquer Splash Mountain continues in just a moment.
Okay, Vern. Now, as we both know, water runs down your hill and not up. Therefore, we can safely assume that I will land on my feet when I reach the bottom of Splash Mountain. Now, right here, Splash Mountain drops off at a 47-degree angle. Vern, have you got any more chalk? Never mind. I'll just use this pen. That was awful, wasn't it, Vern? Kind of reminds you of this, don't it?
The tension is really beginning to mount now as we continue our countdown of Ernest P. Worrell's Daredevil trip down Splash Mountain. Now, we'll be cutting back to Splash Mountain just as soon as we receive word that Ernest has arrived there. Just to repeat the facts as we know them at this time, the mountain is ready. Ernest P. Worrell is getting ready, at his friend Vern's Daredevil facility, where some reliable sources have disclosed, under a great umbrella of secrecy, they are running some last-minute experiments to test the intellectual and physical mettle of this extraordinary man.
Okay, Shorty, take out the slack. Oh, hey, Vern. Just brushing up on my advanced water sports. Yeah, Vern, I've got to be ready to ride the waves, so stand back and allow my flume to zoom. You see, Vern, I've got this team of neighborhood dogs that will equal the speed and torque of the awesome Splash Mountain. My highly trained and disciplined lead dog, Shorty, will listen to my even slightest vocal.
The crowds are beginning to gather now outside Splash Mountain, and the excitement is building. Let's go to Marjorie Hastings Hardwick, who is standing by with Disney Imagineer and the producer of that spectacular ride, Bruce Gordon.
Thank you, Ralph. Well, Bruce, we're nearing the big moment, and you must be nervous because as the show producer, you are responsible for everything a guest sees, feels, smells, and experiences when they go into an attraction. Isn't that right?
That's right. There's a tremendous amount of...
We're going to be showing the folks at home some of those lavish scenes and settings inside Splash Mountain, so perhaps you could tell us about it, starting with that cast of characters.
That's right. There's some of the...
It's the largest group of animated characters ever assembled in an attraction, isn't that right? 105 to be exact, and they're all led by those principal and adorable characters from the movie Song of the South, Brer Rabbit, Brer Fox, and Brer Bear. Isn't that right, Brer Bruce?
They're some of the favorites.
And you guys not only did a fantastic job of recreating the characters from the movie, but you also captured those fantasy settings so rich with color and lavish detail.
We're very proud of it.
And don't forget to tell them about the rich sprinkling of the film's Academy Award-winning music that they'll hear.
Zippity-doo-dah.
Zippity-doo-dah is the song for the big finale, which has the largest animated prop ever. What a scene with 21 characters singing and the ship rocking. It's just marvelous. All of this combined with the world's longest and steepest flume drop, which allow the logs to achieve a top speed of 40 miles per hour, which I believe makes it the fastest ride ever built at Disneyland. Isn't that right, Bruce?
That's right.
Thanks so much for that great information. And I'm probably also right in saying that you are more than a little nervous as we near the moment when Ernest will make history as the first person to actually try out the ride.
Uh-huh.
There you have it. The man with all the answers, Splash Mountain producer Bruce Gordon. And now, let's go once again to Skip Pinkman.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. You're looking at one of the new houses that have been constructed along here, along the stream that runs through Critter Country. Critter Country is the new name that's been given to the area that at the foot of Splash Mountain. It used to be called Bear Country, and you'll still see bears running around through here, but you'll also see a lot of furried and feathered friends which have moved into Critter Country ever since Splash Mountain moved in. Back to you, Ralph.
With our countdown clock ticking away, I'm sure that Ernest is on his way to Disneyland by now. We'll find out when our coverage continues.
Hey, Vern. The car's all gassed up, so let's load up the shuttle and head for the puddle. The Splash Mountain liftoff is A-OK, all systems go, and T-minus. And Vern, since I'm a highly trained Top Gun splashtonaut, I'll do the driving. So why don't you run in the house and get on some of them long pants and some of that musk oil, and you and I will go to Disneyland and find us some action.
Well, as you can see, our countdown has ended and it's time for Ernest P. Worrell to make history. Let's go back to Cameron Cronemeyer at Splash Mountain in Disneyland and find out if Ernest has arrived. Any sight of him yet, Cam?
Ralph, a rush of anticipation has filtered through the crowd here as word has spread that Ernest has arrived here at the park. Let's switch to our cameras now over on Main Street where Marjorie Hastings Hardwick is standing by.
A hero's welcome as his entourage makes its way down Main Street. It's absolute chaos here as all his fans have come out to wish him well. I'm going to try try to fight my way through that crowd to get a word with our man of the hour.
Just sit me down anywhere.
Mr. Worrell? Mr. Worrell? Mr. Worrell.
Oh, you can call me Ernest or Knucklehead or Big Guy.
Okay, Knucklehead. Tell me, are you ready for this historic moment?
Yeah, what's it gonna be?
The ride, Splash Mountain.
Oh, yeah. I'm practiced and rehearsed, and now I am a mean, lean, flume-zooming machine. Know what I mean?
Well, how does it feel to be the first person to actually ride this awesome mountain?
Piece of cake. You show me the mountain, I'll ride it.
Now tell me, is your famous friend Vern here today?
No, Vern couldn't make it today. Somebody foolishly drove a car into his kitchen, so he had to stay and clean up. But he's got a nice TV with a little screen, and he's watching. Hey, Vern. Vern, I haven't seen the mouse yet, but I've seen Adventureland and Fantasyland and Frontierland. Vern, you'd love it. You ought to be here.
Well, thank you very much, Ernest, and good luck.
Hey, let's go, Ernest!
Well, it seems the fearless Mr. Worrell is ready, willing, and able to take on Splash Mountain. All systems are go. Back to you, Cameron.
Here he comes, and this crowd is ready for it. Well, Ernest, this is it. Do you have any last-minute thoughts?
Any last-minute thoughts? No, I had a last-minute thought earlier, but I stopped thinking it right at the last minute. Besides, this is no time for using your head. This is a time for action. Somebody call me a log.
He certainly is the picture of confidence, and frankly, for good reason. Anybody who could put up with the physical challenges that Ernest has been subjected to deserves to stand straight and tall and proud. As you can see, Ernest is taking his time getting into the log. This is the first time, remember, that anyone has taken on Splash Mountain. So they want to make sure that everything is perfectly set and the conditions are just right. Here he goes. Ernest is taking off. You probably couldn't hear his parting words over the shouts of the crowd, but it sounded something like, "This is a small step for humankind, but a big old leapfrog for Ernest." Let's go inside now and see how he's doing.
What's this, Vern? It looks like some kind of underground kingdom. Look at all the little critters. Wow. You never would have thought, looking at this place, that all of this lived underneath, would you?
He should be nearing the first drop in the ride.
Drop? Drop like fall? Like in free fall? Like in fall down, go boom, fall drop?
Well, that first drop seems to be taking him by surprise. Let's go to Skip Binkman now, who's stationed along the waterway.
Cameron, he's due here at any moment. While we're waiting his arrival, I'd like to take a moment to say how proud and honored I am to be part of this history-making event, to be the eyes and ears of you, John Q. Citizen. And on behalf of all my colleagues, yes, the little people behind the scenes, behind the camera, in this great profession that we call the news. Oh, here he comes now. Well, that's strange. I can't see him yet, but I will stand by until he does arrive.
Well, things are right on schedule in the first part of the ride. That all could change in just a few moments, however, as Ernest is nearing the big plunge. We'll find out when our coverage of Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain continues.
Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain will continue in a moment. Know what I mean?
Let's go back to Splash Mountain now, where Ernest is preparing for the intimidating climb to the top of the world's longest flume drop on the way to the Briar Patch.
Wish I'd brought a book. attention.
At this moment, we ask that squeamish or sensitive adults turn their eyes from the screen.
Cameron, what's happening? He still hasn't come by here.
Well, I don't know, Skip. It's hard to tell. There doesn't seem to be any sign of recovery.
Oh, no. Well, I hope we haven't witnessed the demise of America's first splastronaut.
Wait a minute, Skip. I think I see something coming. Wait a minute, I think I see something, Skip. That's the log. Yes, it's him! It's him! I see him, Skip! He made it! He made it! Let's watch as he disembarks. How was it, Ernest? Ernest, you appear somewhat shaken. How do you feel? Ernest, would you recommend Splash Mountain to the guests who come to Disneyland?
Yeah, it was great. I'd recommend Splash Mountain to anyone. Things like Splash Mountain keep you young. That and blood transfusions and organ transplants and cosmetic surgery. I feel great.
So there you have it from here. Ernest has conquered Splash Mountain. And as you can see, there's not an empty log in the place. Let's go back to Splash Mountain News Central.
Well, a triumphant end for a triumphant man. It should be noted that the honor he received today is a testament to his perseverance and self-denial. What more can be said? Ernest P. Worrell will certainly be written into the history of Disneyland because he's one for the books. On behalf of all my colleagues, we salute you, Ernest. Ralph Story here. So long, everyone.
Logs travel so rapidly that few guests see the sign at the bottom that reads, "Drop in again sometime." The souvenir books of the late 80s and early 1990s proudly touted Splash Mountain as a record setter, world's steepest, highest, scariest, wildest adventure. Signs along the queue warn guests that they may get wet, understating the potential soak factor of a heavily front-loaded log nosediving hard into a splash pool. Attentive guests might notice that some of that splash isn't actually the result of the logs plummeting down, but from water cannons shooting water up in the air. Inside the log, the thrill is perhaps most intense in Disneyland. From the walkway out front, the screams, 5-story nosedive, explosions of water, and sudden disappearance of the guests and logs create as much concern as fascination. Fortunately, a happy ending built around an enormous set piece, the jubilant Zippity-Dee Lady Showboat, brings damp guests and laughing Brer Rabbit home safely. When it was first dedicated on Disneyland's 34th birthday, after 5 years of planning and construction, Splash Mountain brought with it Critter Country, a successful update of the Bear Country theme that had existed since 1972. Lines for the new attraction immediately became some of the longest in Disneyland's history, but just as robust were the glowing reviews from guests. Among the many satisfactual surprises along the way are the audio animatronic characters themselves. Over 100 of them populate the caves, most of them recognizable as recycled entertainers from the America Sings attraction that once spawned inside Tomorrowland Carousel Theater from 1974 to 1988. There is a roller coaster-like hill that you go down, and then up, and then down again. This is the first for any ride of this type. The voice of Brer Bear in Splash Mountain is the same person, Nick Stewart, who voiced him in the 1946 film Song of the South. Voices Brer Rabbit, Jess Harnell, Brer Bear, Nick Stewart, Brer Frog, James Avery. Guest previews started June 29, 1989, grand opening July 17, 1989, Disneyland's 34th anniversary.
You're heading for trouble one of these days. Warning this rabbit, I'm afraid it's a waste. He's heading for the laughing place.
Ho, 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 boy, are we in luck. We're building a laughing place. Yuck, 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 yuck. Every place got a laughing place to go. Ho, ho, take a front, turn it upside.
must. We'll do what we like, cause that suits us. How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. Pretty good, sure as you're born. Pretty good, sure as you're born. How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. How do you do? Say it when you meet me. How do you do? With everyone repeating. Pretty good, sure as you're born. Pretty good, sure as you're born.
Yuck, 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 every place got a laughing place to go, ho, ho. Take off, I'm turning upside down, and you'll find yours way down, ho, ho. Money and rainbows fluffing our way, we're laughing 'cause our work is paid. Boy,
Let go of me! Turn me loose here! I said turn me loose! Look, if you don't let me out of here, I'm gonna bust you wild!
yuck, 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 yuck.
Time to be turning around. If only you could. So, you're looking for a laughing place, eh? We'll show you a laughing place.
Yeah, baby!
Specs, capacity 2100 per hour, capacity per log 7, trip time 9 minutes, dispatch interval 24 seconds, distance travel 2500 feet, top speed 40 miles per hour. Control panel. Emergency exit. This is the backside of Splash Mountain. The lift is for moving the logs in and out of the attraction. Log in the holding area. Log sitting backstage.
How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. How do you do? Say it when you're meeting. How do you do? With everyone repeating. Pretty good, sure as you're born. What goes up is sure to come down. A penny lost is a penny found. How do you do? And you howdy back. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. How do you do? Fine, how are you? How you come on? Pretty good, sure as you're born. Stop jumping around, you'll run out of breath. Why don't you sit back and calm yourself? You can carry on now if you must. We'll do what we like, cause that suits us. How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. Pretty good, sure as you're born. Pretty good, sure as you're born. How do you do? Mighty pleasant greeting. How do you do?